Hey guys and girls, Movies Hunter here. So today I'm gonna explain a drama mystery thriller film from 2022 called Deep Water. In the opening scene, we see a man named Vic who returns home after riding his bike through the woods. As he takes off his pants, he sees that his wife Melinda is looking at him, but she doesn't say anything and goes upstairs. The couple lives in a small town and has a daughter named Trixie. Later on, Melinda is getting ready for a party. As Vic helps her wear a shoe just like Cinderella, Melinda tells him that she loves him. The two then leave for the party. At the party, they meet some of their friends and socialize with them. Just then, Melinda goes off to greet her friend named Joel. She then takes him out and goes near a pool where she kisses him. It turns out that Joel is actually Melinda's lover. Vic is watching them kissing. Melinda sees Vic watching them, but she doesn't care and continues kissing Joel. One of Vic's friends sees Melinda and Joel together and expresses her concern to Vic that Melinda may not love him the way he loves her. But Vic casually says that, it doesn't bother me, man. Afterwards, Melinda gets drunk and starts dancing. Despite her openly cheating on him, Vic smiles at Melinda as if he doesn't care about her infidelity. Later on, Joel approaches Vic for a friendly chat. He thanks Vic for letting him see Melinda, but Vic casually asks Joel if he has heard about the mysterious disappearance of a man named Martin, who was also one of the lovers of Melinda. Vic then reveals that he killed Martin with a hammer. Joel thinks that Vic is joking, but Vic assures him that, no bro, this is not a joke. Soon after that, Joel leaves the party in fear. While leaving for home, Melinda asks Vic if he said anything to Joel, but Vic denies saying anything to him. At home, Vic helps Melinda take her clothes off. Melinda tells him that she likes Joel as he appreciates her for who she is. It is then revealed that Vic and Melinda have an agreement according to which Melinda can get in a relationship with any man she wants, as long as she doesn't leave him and Trixie. Vic has agreed to her terms because he wants to avoid a divorce. Now, the next morning, Vic goes to drop Trixie at her school. While returning to his car, one of his friends asks him if what he said to Joel is true. Vic replies, "It was just a joke, bro, and nothing more." But the joke quickly spreads around the neighborhood and everyone keeps asking Vic if he really did it. But Vic tells them the same thing, that it was just a joke. Now, at home, Melinda angrily confronts Vic for threatening her lover. Vic apologizes to her and promises that it will never happen again. But Melinda wants Vic to apologize to Joel, so she has invited him over for dinner. When Joel arrives, Vic greets him and says, "Hello, boy." Joel is still slightly frightened by Vic, but he doesn't want to look weak. While having dinner, Joel reveals that he's planning to move over the weekend. Melinda then tells Vic to put Trixie to bed as she wants to spend some time alone with Joel. Later on, when Melinda goes to the bathroom, Vic confronts Joel and reassures him that he did kill Martin. Vic then calls an Uber and directs Joel to leave immediately, indirectly threatening him that he may meet the same fate as Martin if he doesn't. Now one day, the Van Allens go to a party where they meet a couple, Dawn and Kelly Wilson. Vic later dances with Kelly while Melinda watches them. While returning home, Melinda asks him if he found Kelly attractive, to which Vic responds that he did. Melinda is somewhat feeling jealous as she feels like Kelly is more attractive than her. When the two return home, they get romantic as both of them are running high on hormones. One day, while at a soccer game for Trixie, Vic gets a call from his bank about a payment made by Melinda to a piano teacher named Charlie. Vic tracks Charlie in no time and follows him to a live show. Vic then learns that Melinda is seeing Charlie behind his back. Later that night, Vic returns home and learns from the news that Martin's body has been found in the woods. He is reported to have been shot dead. When Melinda returns home, Vic tells her about Martin. Melinda is upset by this news and goes straight to her room. As days pass by, Melinda starts spending more time with Charlie and the two grow closer. Vic is aware of this and is running out of patience. When Melinda returns home after spending the night with Charlie, Vic angrily confronts Melinda and tells her to stop seeing Charlie. But Melinda refuses, saying that Charlie makes her feel loved, which Vic isn't capable of. Although Vic insists, "I love you, Melinda," Melinda says that it's not the kind of love she wants. One day, Vic and Melinda go to a pool party with their friends, to which Charlie is also invited. Later on, Melinda introduces Charlie to Vic as her piano teacher. Vic pretends that he doesn't know about their affair and keeps his calm. Later that night, Vic looks around for Melinda, who is gone for hours. So he goes near the pool and finds Melinda having fun with Charlie. The two are growing closer, which makes Vic jealous. As it starts raining, everyone runs inside the house, except for Vic and Charlie. Sometime later, Vic also walks in and joins the others. Melinda looks around for Charlie, but can't find him anywhere. She then looks out of the window and is shocked to see Charlie floating face down in the pool. All the men pull him out of the water and attempt to revive him, but Dawn accidentally drops Charlie's body, bumping his head against the edge of the pool. But they soon realize that Charlie is dead. When the detectives arrive, they question all the guests present at the party. Melinda outright accuses Vic of drowning Charlie, but Vic denies it. Vic is then questioned in private regarding the accusation by Melinda. Vic says that Charlie was too drunk and was clinging to the deep end of the pool. The detectives are satisfied with him and don't bring him in for further questioning. But Melinda is still adamant that Vic has killed Charlie, so Vic asks her if she is frightened of him, knowing that he killed Charlie. Melinda responds that she isn't, as she is the thing Vic killed for. One day while returning home on his bike, Vic notices a car following him. Later, after Vic drops Trixie at school, Kelly approaches Vic and tells him that Dawn thinks that Vic may have murdered Charlie. On top of that, Dawn and Melinda are spending a lot of time together and are coming up with strange theories. Vic tells Kelly that she doesn't have to worry about anything and invites her and Dawn over for dinner. Later that night, Dawn and Kelly arrive at Vic's house for dinner. Vic then takes Dawn to a private place and tells him to stop telling people that he killed Charlie. But Dawn still suspects Vic's involvement in Charlie's death, so he asks Vic if he will take a lie detector test to prove that he is innocent. To which Vic calmly replies, yes. One day, Vic sees the car that has been following him for a while. When he sees through the window, he sees a camera, realizing that he is being followed by a private investigator. Vic then sees Melinda having dinner with the private investigator in a nearby diner and joins them. Melinda introduces Vic to the man and tells him that he is a psychotherapist named David. Vic instantly realizes that he is the BI hired by Melinda and Dawn. So Vic goes straight to Dawn's house and confronts him in front of Kelly and her daughter. Vic accuses him of hiring an investigator, but Dawn denies it. So Vic shows him a bank statement of Melinda, saying that she sent money to Dawn to hire David. One day, Vic catches Melinda seeing a new friend of hers. The man is Melinda's college boyfriend, Tony. Vic notices that the two are growing closer, which makes him jealous. He tries talking to Melinda about Tony, but Melinda refuses to talk to him. Now the next day, Melinda invites Tony to their house for dinner. Vic is very friendly towards Tony, even when Melinda casually mentions that Tony is the first American she dated. But deep down, Vic is filled with rage, which intensifies when he sees Melinda and Tony flirting with each other. The next day, Vic approaches Tony in his Jeep and tells him that Melinda wants to show him a building site she has been working on. Vic then drives him to the woods where they are completely alone. Once Vic gets him alone, he throws a rock at Tony's head, and then throws another rock at him again, causing him to stumble down the cliff and smash his head onto a rock, which kills him instantly. Vic then drugs Tony's body and attempts to hide the body in the water by tying it with rocks. One day, Vic takes Melinda and Trixie out for a picnic in the woods. While Trixie is playing, Melinda asks Vic why he is the only man who wants to stay with her. Vic replies that he just loves her for who she is and will never leave her. Vic then gives her a photo album he made for her. The two embrace and accept each other for who they are. However, just then, Trixie goes near the stream where Vic has drowned Tony's body. So Vic rushes to get Trixie and notices that Tony's body has begun to float on the surface. While returning home, Melinda mentions that she left her scarf behind. So Vic tells her that he will go back for it the next day. Later that night, Melinda asks Vic to sleep in her room as she doesn't want to be alone. She also expresses that she loves him. The two then kiss each other and get romantic. The next morning, Vic heads off to the woods on his bike. Meanwhile, Melinda discovers Tony's wallet in their house and quickly realizes that Vic has killed Tony. Melinda is devastated by the revelation that Vic has killed all her lovers. So she packs her belongings and decides to leave Vic for good. When Trixie learns about this, she throws the suitcase in the pool and tells Melinda they are not leaving. Soon after reaching the stream, Vic attempts to sink Tony's body further in. Just then, Dawn comes there and approaches Vic. Vic tries to get rid of Dawn, but Dawn spots Tony's arm floating. He quickly rushes back to his car and drives away. Vic chases after him on his bike like Tom and Jerry and takes a shortcut to catch Dawn. Just when he is about to catch Dawn, he falls off his bike in front of Dawn's car. Dawn quickly swerves hard to avoid hitting him, but ends up driving his car down a hill and dies after crashing his car. After confirming Dawn's death, Vic gets back on his bike and returns home. He sees Melinda sitting on the stairs and looking at him. This is the scene from the beginning of the film, when Vic returned home on his bike. Melinda tells Vic that she found Tony's wallet, but she wouldn't say anything. Afterwards, Melinda burns Tony's ID, suggesting that she intends to stay with Vic. And so this was the story of Deep Water. Like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.